Good morning. This is Keloland on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
A Sioux Falls man plans to plead guilty to his role in a multi-state drug and money laundering conspiracy. According to documents, 37-year-old Donovan Pinkston has made a plea agreement with federal prosecutors. He's one of 24 people from Colorado, Minnesota, and South Dakota charged in the case.
We first told you about Pinkston last summer when police arrested him in Sioux Falls after finding a pound of meth in a pickup. At the time, police say Pinkston claimed he didn't know the drugs were in the truck. A plea hearing has not been scheduled. Sioux Falls police say Friday's March for Justice went well with little to no issues on the law enforcement side. At one point, officers paused the march because some vehicles had joined, which was not included in the permit.
Officers also had to adjust when marchers moved to the street instead of the sidewalk.
It wasn't necessarily planned that we were going to shut down streets, but when they were in the street, we wanted to make sure that they were going to be safe doing so.
About 100 people took part in the peaceful protest. They were calling for accountability from police, alleging officers used excessive force in an arrest last month. Crews from several communities responded to a grass fire burning on the Pine Ridge Reservation. It was first reported on Friday between Manderson and Wounded Knee.
Some residents near the fire had to evacuate their houses. With the high winds pushing the fire, removing people from danger was a priority.
We had to evacuate Pine Lane, which was about 6 structures that were in the immediate area for that, for heavy smoke and for fire danger. We didn't have any damage to any structures that were inhabited, so we lucked out with that.
At last report, the fire was estimated to cover about 550 acres. The cause is unknown at this time.
Sounds like the wind will make a return in the near future, Scott, but not too bad out there today.
Yeah, enjoy today. You know what? Westerly winds today around 10 to 20. Some higher gusts will come in. And temperatures will be warm, 60s across central and eastern South Dakota. A little cooler in western Kettleland, high of 57 today in Rapid City, where tomorrow Rapid City will have wind gusts over 50. I'll have more details on your forecast coming up.
Thank you, Scott. According to the National Alliance on Mental Illness, people with serious mental illness are more than 10 times more likely to experience use of force in interactions with law enforcement.
Tara Walton with the Sioux Falls Police Department says slightly under 40% of Sioux Falls Police Department officers have special training in how to handle a mental health crisis. She says officers seek to maintain calm.
That's being empathetic, doing a lot of reflective listening, active listening skills, and just really trying to relate to that person, find out what's going on.
South Dakota Attorney General Marty Jackley said mental health concerns were a factor in last week's officer-involved shooting in Sioux Falls. Using public Wi-Fi is handy and sometimes necessary, but users should know that public Wi-Fi is popular with hackers.
They can set up fake accounts, and you could be logging into a hacker's site that looks like a real public Wi-Fi site. Experts say do not do anything on public Wi-Fi that could reveal private information like banking or credit card transactions.
Even though that you might feel like you're protected, you know, it's the same coffee shop that you go to every day, or, you know, same airport that you go to every, you know, couple months or whatnot for business. Make sure that you always keep in mind that, like, your personal data should stay personal. So having a VPN, you know, making sure that you're trying to keep whatever communications that you have private and secure is going to be in your best interest.
Baker says using a VPN is a first line of defense. He says it adds an extra layer of encryption and makes it much harder for hackers to get at your personal and private information. Well, the next total solar eclipse won't happen until about 20 years from now. That's why 2 professors at Dakota Wesleyan University wanted to make this year's a memorable experience.
Professors Joan Lubin and Michael Farney put together a public viewing event for yesterday's eclipse. And while cloudy skies impacted most of the afternoon, people from across the area still gathered to learn more about the science behind the event.
You never know. Look, it's astronomy. It's science. You never know what's going to happen on any given day.
Clouds eventually parted briefly, and people at the event were able to see the eclipse in action.
That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Scott Munn. Scott?
Good morning, everybody. We have sunshine in our forecast for today. Clouds may thicken a little in the western South Dakota. You see that on Futurecast for this afternoon, but it looks like we'll have dry skies until we hit tomorrow and even Thursday. 20 to 30% chance for a couple of these scattered showers to develop in the afternoon. And for some of us, they may hold during the evening hours. You could see on Thursday along and east of the James River Valley, still a chance for an isolated shower. And then after that, we dry out and we warm for this coming weekend. So this is noon tomorrow, showing dry conditions in eastern South Dakota. By 2 or 3 o'clock, we could see a developing shower in the northeastern Kettleland, and then a better chance for these scattered showers as we go through the later part of the afternoon and heading into the evening. Even at 9 o'clock from Mobridge to Aberdeen, the model's thinking there could be an isolated shower that can develop. And as I mentioned on Thursday, still a chance along and east of the James River Valley. Anything that falls will remain light. The best chance of seeing at least 1/10 of an inch of accumulation may happen anywhere in green in north central and northeastern Kettleland. Otherwise, it looks like a lot of us will stay less than 1/10 of an inch. Not too worried about the winds for today, but they do pick up tomorrow. Northwest winds in western South Dakota may approach 50 miles per hour or more in and around Rapid City. And then eastern Kettleland gets in the strong wind on Thursday. And then once the weekend gets here, we do get a break from the wind. For this weekend, it will be mild. Temperatures in the 70s. Some of us may hit 80. And then we'll watch the next system come in early next week. I still think we'll see temperatures in the 60s and 70s early next week. And then once we get on the backside of this system, we'll probably watch the cooler weather return with temperatures falling below average. And then we'll see if we remain active as we do go through the second half of the month. So for early next week, this is Monday. Warm air. Temperature still in the 60s and 70s. It's Monday night into Tuesday that we do have the increasing chances for the rain. And it looks like as we get into Tuesday, it may have widespread rain across Kettleland. So you do see that eventually does fill in for next week, especially across eastern South Dakota, Minnesota, and Iowa, where some of the amounts of rain will easily be over a half inch. Here's our forecast today with dry skies. Numbers in the 50s and 60s. 57 in Rapid City, 64 in Pierre, 63 Aberdeen, and 66 in Sioux Falls. You can always check the details of the 7-day forecast while you're here online. Have a great day.